This is Johnny. He is a young, healthy, and active individual, and his dream has always been to teach science. He studied and became a professor at the University of Technology, Sydney. Johnny became the science lecturer that everyone loved. He is now 56 and planning to retire, but something strange started happening. His hands started shaking while writing on the board. He also started taking more and more time to get to his car and felt as if his muscles were stiff. Johnny finally decides to seek professional help and makes a doctor's appointment. The doctor tells Johnny he has Parkinson's disease. Johnny is one of the 10 million people that are living with PD worldwide. In Australia, 1 in every 308 people lives with Parkinson's. It is estimated that there are 37 new cases every day. Studies also show that men are 1.5 times more likely to have PD than women, and PD is the second most common brain disease after Alzheimer's. Resting tremors, bradykinesia, which is slow movement, muscle stiffness, as well as impaired gait and posture, are typical PD symptoms. PD also affects other body systems, and patients present non-motor symptoms such as these ones. As Johnny returned home that day, he couldn't stop thinking about this. 1. Parkinson's is a degenerative disease, which means it's only going to get worse with time. And 2. There is no cure. Only treatments that help with the symptoms, but no current treatment slows the neurodegeneration. And so he starts looking for videos that explain what is happening inside his brain. He finds out that the reason behind his disease is the loss of dopaminergic neurons from the substantia nigra and the accumulation of Lewy bodies, which are misfolded proteins. This means the cells that make dopamine inside Johnny's brains have stopped working or have died. The neurotransmitter dopamine is responsible for movement coordination and feelings of motivation and reward. When these cells die, there is a malfunction of this pathway and Parkinson's symptoms emerge. So dopamine-producing cells die. However, it is still unclear which mechanism causes the disease process in PD. Researchers believe it could be due to a combination of genetic factors such as the common alpha-synuclein gene mutation and environmental toxins like pesticides, exposure to heavy metals, and smoke. Okay, back to Johnny. After being diagnosed with PD, he started taking medicines like levodopa and carbidopa, just as the doctor instructed him. This helped him to control the symptoms of his condition, in particular slow movements and stiff, rigid body parts. He also consulted a movement disorder specialist and received a personalized set of daily exercises. One day, as he was printing the latest issue of the American Journal of Biomedical Science and Research, he reads about recent advances in stem cell therapy for Parkinson's disease. But first is first, what are stem cells? Stem cells are cells with a unique ability to develop into specialized cell types in the body. For example, one stem cell can give rise to more stem cells or turn into a red blood cell, skin cell, or neuron, like shown in the diagram. But it gets more complicated than that. There are different types of stem cells: embryonic stem cells, adult stem cells, induced pluripotent stem cells. Embryonic stem cells supply new cells for an embryo as it grows and develops into a baby. These cells are pluripotent, meaning they can change into any type of cell in the body. Adult stem cells supply new cells as an organism grows to replace cells that are damaged, and they are referred to as multipotent, which means they can only change into some cells in the body. iPSCs are cells that scientists make in the lab by taking a normal adult cell, like a skin or blood cell, and reprogramming them to become stem cells. These cells are also pluripotent and they can develop into any type of cell. So what are the recent advances in stem cell therapy for Parkinson's disease? Here, we're mainly talking about recent advances that involve new proposed models of various techniques to enhance dopaminergic outflow. This includes different stem cell sources like induced pluripotent stem cells, neural stem cells, human embryonic stem cells, and human fetal dopaminergic neurons. In summary, there are several treatments that are available, but none of them have proved to decrease the loss of dopaminergic neurons or reestablish normal levels of dopamine. Drugs for treating PD are either costly or have dangerous adverse effects. Researchers want to replace drug therapies with methods like stem cell transplant, but there are serious concerns about it. And many possible treatments have proved therapeutic effectiveness in animal models, but clinical trials still need to be performed. So, can stem cells repair our brains? The truth is, more research and new tools are still required. An appropriate method of administration of stem cells into the body needs to be found, And we must keep in mind that it might take a while for someone like Johnny to be able to afford a new treatment. And there's something else. Remember Johnny? Even though when younger he was healthy and strong, he was still diagnosed with this progressive brain disorder. The need of a therapy for PD goes without saying, especially because sooner or later patients get side effects of drugs like L-Dopa, and this can be worse than the disease itself. So the aim of stem cell therapy is to restore lost dopaminergic neurons, reduce symptoms and side effects, and ideally to halt disease progression, and ultimately minimize the incidence of PD in the future population, reducing the global burden of this disease. In conclusion, recent therapies and their advancements give us hope that efficient treatments for PD will soon be established. Stem cells show great potential in the area of neuroscience, and more specifically when it comes to Parkinson's disease. So Johnny can only hope that the scientific findings become in some way a treatment that he can go under in the future. But until then, he will have to keep taking his medicine and continue attending his therapy sessions of exercises to reduce the impact of PD symptoms in his life.